Welcome to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the rumors I think that came out yesterday about Tua Tagovailoa. I decided not to make a video on it, but a number of my subscribers have expressed that they want to see a video on the rumors that have come out regarding the Washington Redskins and the potential possibility of taking Tua. We'll get into the exact quote in a second by Ron Rivera. Of course, the Washington Redskins picked number 2 overall, and there is a supremely talented edge rusher that I think most New York Giants fans want, which is why they're interested in this rumor in the first place in Chase Young. Now, a lot of Giants fans seem to be sold on Isaiah Simmons, but Chase Young, I think most Giant fans at the end of the day, when push came to shove, if he was there at number 4, would be going bananas on draft night. After all, he is, by all accounts, a generational pass rusher, and it's very rare that a generational pass rusher does not succeed. Go back and look at Bosa last year with the 49ers. You could go down the list over the last 3 or 4 drafts. I say it all the time, which is why I still firmly believe that if the Redskins stay at number 2, they will be taking Chase Young. Now, is it possible they could not take Chase Young? Yes. But the only possibility I could see that happening is not them taking Tua. It's them trading down. And I'm going to get into the reasoning as to why they've been doing what they're doing. But first, let's go over the quote that's got everybody excited, not just in the Giants world, but in the NFL world, as people try to draw up rumors as the draft comes about. Everybody has to remember, this is like a big chess game. Every team is trying to get the most out of their pick that they possibly can, and everybody is always willing to listen to potential offers. But let's get into the exact quote regarding Tua and the Washington Redskins and what Ron Rivera supposedly said. New coach Ron Rivera told Tagovailoa he wants to bring him to Washington to compete with second-year quarterback Dwayne Haskins during their meeting at the NFL Combine, a source told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel. And I'm pretty sure that paper, it reports on the Miami Dolphins. No surprise there. A team that's been linked to Tua now for over a year, and the fan base wants him badly. They felt like Dwayne was not the guy right now, the source said. They want to bring in Tua, just get it going and compete. And that may be accurate. I won't debate whether or not they may not feel that Haskins is their guy. I mean, listen, I was a guy who liked Haskins last year. I liked his upside. But if I'm being completely fair with Dwayne Haskins, he was never ready to be in the NFL to begin with. He only had 13 college starts. The only reason why he entered last year's draft was because he saw the prospects in this year's draft. And he knew even if he went back to college and had a great year, he ran the risk of being a second-round pick, being that you had guys like Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Tua in this year's draft, and who knows how many teams were in need of a quarterback. So Haskins made the wise decision, thinking he would have been the most sought-after quarterback last year before Kyler Murray, of course, decided not to be a baseball player, and Daniel Jones was a surprise pick ahead of him. He thought that he had the possibility of being a top 5 pick when he made that decision. So it was all based on money. Even though he does have upside, he has yet to produce. I think he had 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions last year. Now, if we're being fair, he did finish pretty strong. And if we're being fair, it was against the New York Giants. So let's keep everything in context. But I do think Haskins has some talent. The argument here and why people may believe this rumor is because they have a new head coach with Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera has no ties to Dwayne Haskins. And Ron Rivera is not tipping his hand. He is not fully committed to Dwayne Haskins to this point in time. And they obviously interviewed Tua, which drew up all this speculation. I made a video on that about a week ago. And my thought process behind it wasn't so much that I thought that they were really interested in Tua. I thought they were doing their due diligence and showing that they could have potential interest in a quarterback because, like I said, this is a chess game. And by them doing that, they're then going to at least create the illusion, possibly, to other teams that they may be interested in taking a quarterback. I think that is what their hopes are. At the end of the day, if they don't get an offer that they see fit, I don't think they're taking Tua. I think that they're taking Chase Young. Chase Young, by all accounts, is the best player in this year's draft. He has ties to the Washington Redskins. He grew up in the area. Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded head coach. Yes, I get the argument that the head coach is tied to his quarterback, but he took this job knowing that Dwayne Haskins was the quarterback they drafted last year. He also took the job not knowing whether or not Tua was going to pass his medical clearance. So it just does not add up to me in terms of Ron Rivera and taking Tua. I won't rule anything out. And as I've said numerous times, people will point to the Cardinals with Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury was a system coach who viewed Kyler Murray as the perfect fit for his system. I don't see that with Ron Rivera. Not to say that Ron Rivera is married to Dwayne Haskins. I could very well see them even moving on from Dwayne Haskins mid-season if he doesn't do well. After all, he was a mid-first round pick. It's not like you committed an absorbent amount of money to him. And if he doesn't show significant progression, they could certainly draft a quarterback next year, or maybe they could even take a quarterback in the second round of this year's draft. I won't rule any of that out. But at the end of the day, you have a first-round quarterback who at least showed signs of improvement over the course of the year. You have a head coach who took the job knowing that they took him with the 15th overall pick last year. And Chase Young is on the board. In my opinion, this is all noise. This is smoke being created by the Washington Redskins camp to try to get as much potential value as they can to trade down. Do I think they will trade down? No. Because at the end of the day, the only way they're trading down, in my opinion, is if the Miami Dolphins were to absolutely blow them away. But you're not being a good general manager and you're not being a good organization if you're not at least open to the opportunity to potentially trade down if a deal, blows your doors off. Miami would probably have to offer all 3 first-round picks, which I think they have 5, 18, and 26, something along those lines. And if not that, at least 2 firsts and a second, if not 2 seconds. So that's the type of deal it would take. I think that's what the Redskins are trying to create, the image that they're at least interested in the possibility of taking in Tua. I think they're the ones that leak this information because they want people to get nervous that Tua may not be there when they pick at number 5. Who knows? We still don't completely know if the Miami Dolphins are interested in Tua or not. But I think the Redskins are trying to find out if they are and just how interested they may be. I don't think this will help the Giants at all in their pursuit for Chase Young unless the Redskins were to trade down. But even then, the Lions would probably take Chase Young unless they took a quarterback, as there have been rumors with Matt Stafford. But as I've said this entire time, don't bank on it. I'm like 98.5% sure that Chase Young will be a Washington Redskin on draft night. I won't rule anything out because the draft is crazy. But, guys, don't get too excited. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.